is our first live in the coop. If you guys are hopping on, say hello so I can make sure you can hear me and all the things. How is everybody doing this Sunday evening? Is everybody prepared for the week? Hello, everybody. This is Lisa from the Crafty Nurse by Lisa Facebook page, and you guys will just have to ignore some of these bloopers here. So this was the first live earlier this evening from the Coop at Creation Coop 167 here in Cardington, Ohio. You can visit my website page at www.creationcoop167 for all upcoming and future public events. This is our first sneak peek at the Coop 167. Now, there are some things that are still out of place, as I will show you at the end of this live. But this was everybody's first sneak peek, and this is where we have lots of art, fun. And if you want to know the whole story behind the venue, I'd be more than happy to share that with you. I'm just on here saying hello to everybody. We're going to do a quick, cute craft. And I'm asking people, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And that craft is going to be a decoupage craft on a ceramic bird there that you see. And I have that right in front of me. I have some Mod Podge. I have some apple barrel paint. And it's going to be like a robin's egg blue. So as you guys can see, I'm trying to get everybody squared away, and I'm trying out my Wi-Fi for the first time. So this is the first time I've been able to actually do a live out in the coop because I had to change Wi-Fi providers, and it's still a process. So everybody here was kind of like, I called them my guinea people because they had to figure out if they were hearing me and all the things. So that's what I'm doing right there. I'm just trying to get everybody squared away. So this craft was fairly quick, and it was only probably about an hour, maybe. And somebody had mentioned that they liked my shirt. So I wanted to show everybody a simple craft, and there's going to be more DIYs and lives on here. I do have a Facebook page. I am also sharing things over on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe to that YouTube channel for all DIYs so you can follow along. We're going to be doing some faux countertop painting starting tomorrow. I hope you guys hop on for that as well. So I guess I decided I was going to get ready. So I'm showing them this no kiln. That means this little ceramic I bought wholesale. It does not have to go into a kiln. It's just a simple, basic ceramic. I did not have to prep it or anything like that. And then this beautiful floral napkin I actually got from Temu. And I have Mod Podge and a paintbrush and some white and turquoise / kind of blue paint. Now my white was a chalk paint and my blue was apple barrel. So, and these ceramics, they're pretty dry. So I'll use a little bit, I make sure I use a wet brush as I go about this. I painted it the light blue on the bottom because I wanted to give it a different look, and it did turn out super cute. So I hope you follow along and just see how that turned out. Now, usually I use a very light or white background for my crafts when I decoupage because it, if you do it over anything dark, it kind of steals away the pattern. But this time I decided to do a little bit different. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about here. I keep looking behind me like there's twinkly lights behind me. I wanted to make sure they weren't bothering anybody. That's what it was. That's what it was. So I'm putting a little bit of blue paint on there, and I think I ended up putting a little white. Now you'll see this video start to speed up here shortly. It'll be like really fast. So I'm just trying to explain as much as I can here at the beginning. Back there behind me on that table is a candlestick centerpiece. I've been kind of hooked on them here in the past few days. I've made several of those. If anybody local is watching and they want to have a cute little centerpiece for their Easter table, hit me up. I just don't know how to ship them. They're just so fragile. I'm not really sure how to ship them yet. But I'm getting there. I'll figure it out. not really sure what I'm talking about here. I didn't realize how many facial expressions and hand expressions I make. Did not realize that. The things you learn, right? Pretty animated, huh? All right, Lisa, start painting the bird. I wonder how much time I spend crafting versus talking. That would be a good experiment, right? That'd be a good experiment to try to figure out. I must be trying to motivate myself. I'm trying to make sure everybody can hear me. Because I know how frustrating that is when you're trying to listen to somebody and you just can't hear them or something and they don't know it and they just keep talking and it's like, I can't hear you. But we did pretty good. The Wi-Fi held up pretty good. We overloaded it too just to see what would happen, and I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, so we have blue and white there, and I am mixing in that little flower napkin, and I am going to mix the blue and the white together just to get the color that I want. And I'm just going to start painting this bird. I did dry it a little bit after I painted it, but really it didn't take much because the ceramic is kind of dry in itself, and it just starts to dry on its own as I go. And you can see here that I'll just start talking and talking. And I'm like, what? Somebody can hear me again? I always think it's hilarious when people say, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Without, obviously they're not going to be able to hear you say, can you hear me? So I always will do that little ear gesture whenever somebody's asking something about it. So usually when I'm painting ceramics, if I wasn't going to put and you don't have to paint underneath the white because obviously it'll show up, but I just wanted a different color. But usually I start with the darkest color to get in the nooks and crannies, because for me, that just kind of makes it the definition pop a little bit better for me. Unless I'm going to do like a dark dry brushing over top and then I want the nooks and crannies to be lighter, then you kind of just do the opposite way, if that makes sense. So I'm just putting a little bit, and it doesn't really even have to be completely blended. It doesn't even have to cover everything. And with this napkin, you'll see here that I pull it apart. It's always one ply. And when you have a shape like this bird, it can be a little tricky. So if you're trying to get a smooth effect, you'd want to cut those flowers out ahead of time and just kind of place them on there. You can have the blue background in the background. You don't have to try to put the whole napkin on like I did. It would look just as good if, depending on the look that you're going for, just to kind of applique them in certain spots instead of a full coverage, if that makes sense. But I kind of wanted the wrinkles, not, to an extreme, but I kind of wanted it to be a little bit wrinkly. So I was okay with that. So then I pull that napkin apart, one ply I'm showing you there. Isn't that a beautiful napkin? I love that napkin. It does have the same design, just in 4 different squares if you look really closely. So I can cut on it for quite a while actually. Looking for my skizzers. That's the one thing when you go out to craft somewhere else, you very rarely have everything that you need. And I'm just cutting around the design that I think that I'm going to want and placing it on there just to kind of see what's going to happen. And then you'll see me cut where the wings are just to kind of give it a little bit of play. because I don't want it so wrinkly that it looks like it's a towel draped over the bird. I want it to be somewhat, you know, uniform. It's just the little subtle wrinkles that I like. Now you could put a piece of plastic down and rub your finger over it if you're worried about it being too heavy, because this napkin is pretty delicate. And I'm cutting to release around those edges. Going around the bird's tail. Kind of patting it instead of brushing it. I'm kind of patting it. Then I'm going to put the Mod Podge down on the next spot and just kind of hold it down there. Cutting where I don't need the excess. Sometimes you can even fold it over if it's on its own pattern and it doesn't look too wonky, because that's how thin this napkin actually is. So Mod Podge is simply just glue and water. So if you don't have Mod Podge, don't worry about it. If you have some Elmer's glue or any type of glue with water to a, you know, that glue-like consistency, or a little bit thinner than glue, of course, because you're adding water, but workable. It just has to be a workable consistency. That's all it is. So just use what you have. I kind of lay the bird on its side as I go, and I'm looking for something to clean my fingers with, because I was realizing that the Mod Podge was kind of drying on my fingers. So when it dries on your fingers and you go to touch the Mod Podge, it wants to rip it off. Now I'm just kind of wrapping it around her little face. I'm going to use that baby wipe to kind of hold the wings, because I realized the baby wipe kind of was the barrier to keep my fingers from sticking. Like I said, if you cut these flowers out ahead of time and just kind of put them where you wanted them, it'd probably be a lot easier. But I was just trying something. I did this on a bunny and it was much easier because the bunny was bigger and didn't have as much creases, but this still turned out super cute. So either way you do it, it's gonna be cute. You just kind of have to learn the, what's the word I want to say? Not the technique, but kind of get the feel for your Mod Podge and the brush that you're using. I'm using a very thick but fine bristle brush, nothing harsh, because if you use a really stiff brush, you're just going to tear your napkin apart. It's almost like the same consistency of a blush brush. I'm just kind of gently lifting and putting it where I need it to go. I'm showing you how I thought I want Mod Podge to fix my wrinkles. Oh, goodness. If only we could Mod Podge our wrinkles, right? Kind of like this birdie. We're working our way around. We're doing the other wing. I'm just kind of picking up pieces as I see them. Oh, I just realized it had a thumbs down on my video because my thumb was down. That's not nice. Book of Faces. I have my thumb up and it doesn't give me a thumbs up. Do you notice that? Mm-hmm. I know better than to touch that Mod Podge with my finger being sticky. Somebody must have said something about my thumb going down. There, I'm just kind of sticking a piece on because as long as it's thin enough and it's not going to bunch up on you, you can get away with that. I'm just kind of tapping it. See how I'm not brushing it? I'm more so tapping it. And sometimes I use like the end of the other end of the brush because I just need to push it down. And the bristles are so soft they won't do that. So if you push it down and you don't have glue on the end of your brush, it kind of helps and it won't stick to your brush. So, oh my gosh, this bird turned out so cute. That hint of very light blue as the background was exactly what it needed. And like I said, whether you cut your florals out or did it like I did it, it's cute no matter what. So now I'm just drying it. I'm putting a lid on that because I don't trust myself. I'm just looking to see if there's any places that need to be pushed down a little bit. I'm just talking about, I was talking about how I've been crushing glass out here at the Coop because we do have a stained glass party coming up on the 27th of this month. And I crush all my own glass. I keep all the bottles and crush the glass myself and stain it. There was some, it said slow something, slow, oh shoot. It was slow internet, whatever it says, slow connection. I could not find that word. But it turned out pretty good. I mean, I was pretty surprised. The internet held up pretty good. We had my laptop, my phone doing the Facebook Live. My husband was watching TV and he had his phone on, had the printer on. So we had several devices running just to kind of try it out. It wasn't foolproof. I'm going to need to get an extension, but it turned out pretty good. I had one little piece that I saw that I wanted to cover, and I didn't even have to cut it. I just kind of ripped it off, and I have my brush still. So I'm just putting a little piece on there. Always multitasking. Can you guys see that? I think we're going to end up being done here in just a minute, and you guys will see the sneak peek of the coop. I show you that candlestick first and an up close of the bird. Who knows what? Oh, I said something about the coop. We don't want it to fly the coop, I said. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? It was dry for the most part, but there was still a few little damp places, and I wanted to make sure I was able to hold it up for you guys. So, see, my hand was starting to stick on the one side, so I had to be real careful. That brush holds so much water, I just put water in those 3 little circles so that the paint, because that chalk paint, that won't like pull out, it won't dry and pull out in one piece like the acrylic paint will. I mean, it is acrylic paint, but it's chalky, so I'd have to use like a scrubber to get it out. So I just wanted to put water in there so that I didn't have to work so hard to get the paint out later. And those 3 little wells. I'm showing you some antique wax that I sometimes would use. I dirty up a lot of things by using that antique wax, and I brought it out before my live because I was thinking of using it, and I decided I didn't want to because she's just so pretty with that blue background, and it's so delicate. It's elegant and delicate looking, and I just didn't want to. There are wrinkles in it, which I don't mind, but if I would have put that antique wax in, I was afraid it would grunge it up too much. So I didn't end up using it. I'm just tapping on some high spots. And I'm thinking she's about done. Sometimes a few loose pieces will come up and you can just pull them off the very tip without pulling up the whole napkin. All right, so I think I'm going to bring her up to you. I'm going to show you this candlestick first. I love this candlestick that I made. It's got a very antique looking bunny in it, and with this little vintage candle that's a twist on and off. It is adorable. I just adore it. I'm going to have a hard time getting rid of that one. Not because of nobody wanting it, but because I want to talk myself into keeping it. But isn't she cute? Oh, and I brought her out not to just show that. I wanted to show you what the bird looked like in the candlestick. And look how I get sidetracked and I forget to even put the bird in there until the very end. I'm like, okay, well, here's this candlestick. Oh, wait. Why did I get that? Oh, wait. Yeah. I wanted to show you what the bird would look like. Oh, isn't that adorable and something like that? And then I ended up doing pictures with it on my Facebook Live. Look how beautiful she is, you guys. I know it's not the easiest to see, but oh my gosh, it turned out so cute. And that's an alternative. You don't always have to paint ceramics. There's so many things you can do. Look at her back. I mean, she is so adorable. I hope you guys enjoyed this and watching the live. I'm going to show you, for those that are interested, I'm going to show you the coop. This is a project we've been working on for the last 10 months. It did used to be a chicken coop, and that's why it has the name Creation Coop 167. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick tour. My husband did most of the work, and then I did some of the detailing, and I'm finishing up a few things. So you'll see some things down by the wall and things like that that are out of place. But for the most part, the paint party where the tables are all set up, and then I'll have everything, of course, that's up against the wall put away by then. But the barn side, the barn wood is the original barn wood that you're going to see. That wall behind me there is the exterior wall. That's all new drywall. You'll see the big post that he put the drywall up to eventually. That's where I was sitting. That's a little corner there. I've got my heat press and all those types of things. That little sign that's standing up there will eventually say something in it. This countertop that I used was old tile countertop that I used to have in my kitchen before I redid my kitchen. It's about 30 years old. There's some of my paintings that I've done in our paint parties. There's a chair that I'm showing you that I have stuff on that I should not have stuff on, but there again, I'm putting things away. But that chair I got for $5 at Goodwill. I was so excited about it. So I'm showing you the posts there. Those are the original exterior barnwood posts. Those are big round circular posts. And I wanted to keep them exposed because I just felt like it added character. The ceiling is a metal ceiling with can lights. I know they're kind of bright, so I put my hand up over it so you didn't have to. And there's our Mr. Cool that does heat and air for the venue. It's about 34 foot long and 12 foot wide. There's the original barn wood, and on the other side where that sliding door is the remainder of the big part of the garage. I do have a very economical piece of carpet down, and no, I do not expect to keep it good. There's where I have my paint stored for now, and those little racks are out of place for now. They're just sitting there because that's where I'm going to have my projects available for purchase. And then I have three 6-foot tables laid across from left to right down the long way of the space. And those are the church pews I got. They're 10 foot long. I have 2 of them. And that's for some seating on one side. There's another wood beam. I'm clear on the other side just to kind of give you guys a view. And I know the video is not that great because, like I said, the Wi-Fi is still a work in progress. There's the faux crushed glass party. That's one of the bases that we're using. It's a cross, a sunflower, and a dragonfly. I'm showing you that I'm missing the 6 and the 167 there. There's the second table from left to right, and here is the sunflower base. And look at that cute little bunny candlestick. Isn't she adorable? These are all 12 inches. There's the third table coming up. That's the dragonfly. It's got a little sunflower on it, but and there's another pew. And there's a little paint party fishy that I did for my little friend Sammy. It's a betta fish. There's one of our spring floral paintings that we have had. I had that painting in a couple venues this year. Isn't that dragonfly beautiful? And there's another little candlestick. I told you guys I went a little crazy. Now I'm showing you these little bobble bunnies. I thought it'd be a great idea to Velcro them in, and they won't fall out, but they wobble. and I'm showing you there. See how they wobble? I'm like, I don't know if I care for that, so I'm gonna have to glue those in, I believe. They just kind of wibble. They wibble wobble. So. And here's from the front door view. So it's kind of a long rectangular venue. There's 3 windows. The back has a view of the neighbor's pond. It's in our very backyard. It's a beautiful view. There's 3 windows. And there's the front door coming in. There's 2 of the Amazon storage units that I bought, and then there's countertops and cupboards were all free. Now that cupboard that I was just pointing out is going to go to the left, and I'm going to be doing a faux countertop technique that I had done from years past. There is the whole testimony of what started my adventure here. Is the face of Jesus that you see there. That's when I realized I could draw. I was 50 years old. I do have a testimony attached to that. Feel free to get to read about that testimony or reach out and I'll share it with you. There's a potable sink. So I don't have water, but I do have a potable sink to where we can wash our hands off. There is the original barnwood. On the other side, there's all the stuff I told you I have to put away. And there's some of our drawings. That's just a little spot for you to take your picture. I started to say slow connection and it gets a little fuzzy. There's our faux carrots. You guys, they look so real. Those carrots look so real. I love making them. Those 2 tables right there, I'm probably going to get rid of as well. They just really don't have a place. So that's the front door, and you can kind of see how it's laid out. We have plenty of wiggle room on the left-hand side. Yeah, I'm showing you that I'm going to be getting rid of those things, I think is what I was saying, those 2 tables. There's just really no need for them. And then all of this stuff will be cleaned up here. So yeah, that's the Creation Coop 167 in a nutshell. And I'm so glad that you guys came on to watch this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more DIY lives. And I hope to see more of you. Thank you guys so much. And have a blessed rest of your day and the rest of your week. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I'm kind of new to the YouTube thing, so I appreciate you coming on and the support. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to figure out how to get you answered. In the meantime, you can go to www.creationcoop167.com, and all my future events and upcoming events and questions and all of those things can be answered there as well. Right here, I think I'm telling you guys goodbye for the night, or the Facebook family. Oh, I'm just reminding you guys that I will be back on tomorrow to do the faux countertops. If you want to follow along for that, I will upload the video here in YouTube for that as well. All right, guys. I think we're just about ready to end it. I think I had said holy shamoly. All right, guys. As always, stay blessed. Bye.